Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry about the inconsistency recently. Again, I've been pretty busy with like all the videography stuff and all that, but I'm trying to get better at it, so I am going to post this Rincon video finally. The video I put at the beginning I was pretty excited about, but I'm not as excited about this shoe, and I'll kind of explain why as we go on. It's a great shoe. Some people love this shoe, but personally I'm not a huge fan of the Rincon, just going forward, so you guys all know that. And I'll explain why later in the video. I'll kind of give you my reasons for why I don't feel like it's a great shoe and kind of what shoes maybe I'd recommend over the Rincon if you're thinking about getting this shoe. So to start off, let's talk about what they did to the shoe to make this shoe basically a lightweight training shoe. So it's lightweight compared to like the Clifton or the Bondi, where the Bondi being their max cushion, the Clifton kind of being their entry level, and this is kind of just a step lighter than the Clifton. Same drop, so the drop is going to be 5 millimeters. So if I remember right, for men it was like 29, 24, so heel to toe. And then for women, I don't quite remember what that one was, but I believe it was something like, I think it was like 26, 21 or something like that. So just a little bit lower, like all the rest of the Hokas for women. In terms of stack height. So stack height being the amount of cushion underneath your foot. But yeah, the main goal, I guess, between the main goal with this shoe compared to the Clifton is going to be lightweight. So that's what they're really focused on. It has about the same, if you guys remember from the Clifton video, about the same stack height and everything, same drop. So nothing has changed much in there. But basically, they lightened it up by one, changing the upper, and two, doing something a little bit different to the foam. So yeah, same stack height. I'll explain in just a sec here. Let me talk about the upper first though. So talking about the upper, yeah, they basically just use like lighter weight materials. They didn't use much in the tongue and stuff. There's not a gusseted tongue like the Clifton. So just less materials basically used in the upper. As minimal as they could go, they went on this shoe. Saying a lot again, out of practice, so I gotta get back into this. That's kidding. There we go. There I go again. Looking at, geez, I gotta get better at this. I'm better than this. All right, so looking at the midsole / outsole now. So as you guys can tell, looking at this guy, less rubber is the first thing that really stands out in this shoe. So they have less rubber in the outsole. So as the Clifton has like this whole forefoot kind of covered, and then I believe it has some things in the back right there. This guy only does the small section in the back, and then as you kind of come up through here, you're gonna have a little bit more rubber throughout the whole shoe. But that's not all they did. So I mean, we're looking more towards the midsole. This is kind of like midsole / outsole. We've got this piece right here. If you look at the Clifton, it's actually more filled in through here. With this one, you actually have this like gap that goes a little bit further down into the shoe. Let's try to get that focused on there. All right, so yeah, you can see that gap goes a little bit further down, plus they have these bigger grooves in the shoe right there. So they're just removing foam basically to make it lighter. And you guys look at this. Let me see if I can, yeah. So see if I can do this with one hand. All right, so if we're looking at this guy, and I'm gonna kind of compress it, right? Kind of see how that gives a lot? They're sacrificing structure for weight, basically. So if you want something very structured, I do not recommend the Rincon over the Clifton. That is why I like the Clifton more than the Rincon. With my plantar fascia issues, I feel like the Clifton has actually worked a little bit better for me. And when I'm in the Rincon, I feel it just a little bit more. It's still better than a lot of shoes though. So this is a great shoe still for plantar fascia issues, but not as good as the Clifton and the Bondi. The Clifton and the Bondi are two of my favorites. And you think as you go up in cushion, that also increases the rigidity of the shoe and the structure, that the Bondi would be the best shoe for plantar fascia issues. But I've actually found the Clifton is more comfortable. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe just because I sit in the shoe just a little bit better or something like that. Not positive, but I feel like the Clifton is the best shoe that I have right now for my plantar fascia issues. I'm gonna stop rambling on about the other shoes and kind of go right back into this shoe right here. So the Rincon also has this insole that's actually attached inside. So I could rip it out, but I'm afraid of what happens if I do. I think it's gonna move around. But basically this insole or the sock liner is a good term, is the best term for it. The sock liner is actually just a really thin piece of fabric. It's not like a pretty standard sock liner, or maybe you get just a tiny bit of cushion out of that. You get like nothing out of this. I think it's just there just because they felt like they needed a sock liner. And they glued it down in there, I think, because it's so lightweight that it's going to move around. I don't quite get why they did that. Is the glue lighter than adding a little bit more to the sock liner? I don't know. But apparently it is, because this shoe comes in at a weight of about 7.7 ounces, if I remember right. And the Clifton is actually 8.6 ounces, so it's about an ounce difference between the two shoes. Some people say that's a lot. I don't think it's all that much, to be honest with you. Especially since you're sacrificing rubber, which is good traction, which maybe gives you a little bit more energy return as well. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this shoe. I'm a bigger fan of, like, if I were to go for the lightweight trainer, the Clifton Edge over the Clifton. The Clifton Edge has that, like, as you guys saw, I'll link those videos up above. We got the Clifton video and the Clifton Edge video. But the Clifton Edge is going to be, has that better foam and everything in it too. So that's kind of why I recommend it over the Rincon. And it's just like, I feel like you're not getting too much different from the Clifton. This is pretty similar to the Clifton, but I feel like it took some of the better parts of the Clifton and then got rid of them for the Rincon just to reduce the weight. I've also had problems with horrible blisters in this shoe. Not a huge fan of them. I always get blisters up in the toe area right here. It's like the toe box is just not quite structured right. My toe always rubs here and everything too. No matter what size I'm in. I've tried an 11.5, which I felt was too big, and 11, which I felt like was a little bit more right to what my size was. Normally I wear an 11.5, but this is an 11, and then I had an 11.5 as well in it, and I just got blisters in both of them. So none of those really worked out for me. It was unfortunate, but yeah, I can't always give a good review to every shoe. So this is kind of my rundown of the Rincon 2, and yeah, it's not not the best review. But I try to make it quick and short because I've got a more exciting video coming up. I'm actually going to have a video on consistency. So I'm not going to just be rambling on about consistency, kind of like I'm doing right now about this Rincon, but I'm actually going to be going a little bit further in and kind of getting other people's opinions on how do they stay consistent. Are there really good runners, some pro runners, stuff like that. Then I'm going to give you guys what I kind of think, maybe some tips in like a list form for you guys to stay a little more consistent. I'm going to combine all of the like tips I get, and I feel like the best ones I find from all the different runners and stuff I've been talking to about how to be more consistent, not just in running, but in everything in life, really, in general. So if you guys enjoyed this video, want to catch that consistency video, definitely subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, for me being honest, I guess. But I'm also going to be doing more of the Hoka videos. So I think I have the Gaviota left, the Kavu, some trail shoes I'll be talking about too, some Hoka trail shoes as we get closer to summer, so a little bit more trail running normally. Maybe also talking about some of the ones that are good for running on snow and ice. So stay tuned for that. We'll catch you guys later.